Greetings, Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Jay Strolls, and today is September 28th, 2028. The temperature right now is 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees Celsius. And today we're going to be taking a walk down the Riverwalk and checking out the Pearl Brewery here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, the Pearl Brewery is one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city. And usually on the weekends they have a farmer's market. So we're going to check that out here today. Right behind me we have one of the dams here that controls flooding on the Riverwalk. So the Riverwalk is actually a flood control system that keeps the city from flooding. There are several of these dams throughout the Riverwalk here in San Antonio. But here's a bit of history about the Riverwalk and some photos of its construction. Now, they began construction of the Riverwalk in the late 1920s, and it was completed in 1941. However, this part of the Riverwalk here that we're walking on is fairly new. This was added sometime in the 2010s as part of what they called the Riverwalk Expansion Project. Now, the Riverwalk does extend several miles through the city of San Antonio. About, I want to say it's approximately about 15 miles from north to south. So right now we're walking north. Been wanting to come to the Riverwalk for some time now. However, it's been very hot here as of lately. We finally have some cooler temperatures, so I decided it's a perfect time to come out and make a video here. Right along the Riverwalk we have several restaurants and hotels, just like you would downtown. So there's a restaurant here called the Roman Range, and I believe it's part of the hotel that's right here on the Riverwalk.
They're like basically beers and
Some nice artwork here. Now, besides restaurants and bars that they have here along the Riverwalk and hotels, there are also apartments that have been built along the Riverwalk, especially in the 2010s, as I just mentioned, how this part of the Riverwalk is fairly brand new. I'm not sure how much these apartments actually go for, but they've been popping up along this area of Broadway and this area of the Riverwalk for quite some time here. A lot of this before was just marshlands, And of course the river itself was here. That river being, of course, the San Antonio River. To my right hand side here we have the VFW Post 76, the oldest post in Texas. And then right behind that you have the, I think this is a little food truck park that they have here. I don't know if they're open on weekends. But usually if you come out to this area, there are several food trucks that you can buy food from. Me personally, I've never bought anything from them. And then of course you have more apartments over here on my left hand side. So again, lots of apartments that they've been building out here. And this is only about a 15-minute walk from the Pearl, one of San Antonio's nicest neighborhoods, in my opinion. Which, if you guys have never been to San Antonio or are not familiar with that area of San Antonio, you'll definitely enjoy it here. So we're walking underneath what's called the Sonic Passage. This was created by a San Francisco sound pioneer and artist. His name was Bill Fontana, and he recorded the sounds of the city and decided to put them here for some reason. So the first time I was walking by here, this kind of gave me the creeps, if I'm being honest with you guys. Right on my right side here we have the Elsewhere Garden Bar and Kitchen. This is a very popular location here on this side of the Riverwalk. Unfortunately, I can't go inside. I've been here before while I was walking on the Riverwalk here just to check it out, and looks like unfortunately it's closed. But it's a pretty cool little bar that they have here, little cool restaurant. Very famous on Instagram and TikTok. And remember guys, whatever you do, remember to live with passion. Here at Elsewhere SATX. It's like they even have a dog park here too. Now over on my right hand side here, sorry, over on my left hand side here, this is the San Antonio Museum of Art, also known as SAMA. And formerly this building was known as the Lone Star Brewing Company. It is free on Sundays, actually. So if you're in San Antonio, you're looking for something to do, check out the art museum. Here's some more artwork along the river here. So if you're a fan of art, like I said, you could check out the art museum, or you can just walk down the Riverwalk and you'll find numerous art pieces here. Like these decorative tiles were made in Taiwan as part of the 1968 World's Fair. Now the difference between this part of the Riverwalk and the Riverwalk downtown that I think most people go out to, although I have noticed it's starting to change because there are more hotels being built in this area, is that there are a lot of locals that come to this part of the Riverwalk more than tourists. Right here we have a bridge that takes us to the other side of the Riverwalk. So I think what I'll do is I'll cross over, show you guys a little bit of the art museum, and then head back over to the Pearl, or head towards the Pearl. But I believe this is Broadway and Jones Street. So again, lots of people moving to this area of downtown. And we just walked across the Brewery Bridge. So the Lone Star Brewery opened here in 1884, and it began producing over 25,000 barrels of beer annually for the local market. So that is the brewery right over there, or the former brewery. And let's make our way up to the art museum and check it out really quickly. Now, one thing I have noticed about this area, or at least this part of the Riverwalk, is it's very hilly compared to the south side, which is a lot more flat, and the downtown area, which is also pretty flat. So if you're traversing through downtown San Antonio and you're trying to head north on the Riverwalk, or you're trying to bike on the Riverwalk, I definitely recommend bringing some good shoes. So here it is, the San Antonio Museum of Art. Looks like they might have had some sort of event here, or maybe they already had it before. I don't remember these tables and chairs being here the last time I walked through here. And here's a really cool art installation. Kind of represents the culture, or the different cultures of San Antonio, in this one art piece here. Wow. And of course, I think this represents the river. And look, there's me right there with my gimbal and my camera. Ooh. So this piece is called Community Voices. It's by an artist named Manuel Davila, and you can scan the QR code if you want more information. But look at this building right here, guys. This is a beautiful looking building. I'm so glad that they decided to restore this building and turn it into an art museum rather than just tearing it down or turning it into some lofts and condos. So let's walk through the museum grounds and then head back down to the Pearl. They've even got a restaurant right here at the museum. The Trattoria. Now if you look over this way towards the museum, you'll find a really interesting piece of art here. Let me frame the shot a bit. So this is Dr. Urethia's Gate. And the original gate was actually located several blocks away from here, closer to Brackenridge Park and the Japanese Tea Garden. Now I had no idea about this until I was doing a little bit of my research about the history of San Antonio. And Dr. Urethia, he was a Mexican doctor who immigrated to San Antonio in the 1920s. He owned several pieces of property here in the city, including a park, which sadly currently sits abandoned. But when visitors would visit the park, this is what they would be greeted with, this large gate here. And it has his, if you look closely, it has his name at the very top. So kind of a cool little piece of San Antonio history located right here at the San Antonio Museum of Art. Now at some point, if you guys want me to come inside the museum and film, I can definitely try and do a virtual walking tour of the museum. Now they don't allow tripods inside or gimbals, but I do have my smaller camera with me, so I'm pretty sure I can sneak it in and shoot a couple of videos. So that was a little bit of a detour on our virtual walk down the Riverwalk, headed over to the Pearl Brewery. It's been a while since I've been there, but a lot of people seem to like the Pearl. Anytime I've seen videos of the Pearl, or even some of my older videos that I uploaded of the Pearl, seem to get a lot of views. So people really like that area. And even though the Pearl Brewery's neighborhood is fairly new, it does have some interesting history tied to the history of San Antonio, which I'll elaborate further once we get closer. But here is another shot of the beautiful Riverwalk down below. So a lot of tourists come to the Riverwalk downtown. They don't venture out this far. They don't know what's beyond the downtown area.
Yeah, and then Marcus and his friend.
But I will say, if you get an opportunity to come out here, definitely come walk to this part of the Riverwalk. You won't regret it, you guys. It's very, very nice. It's very calm compared to the hustle and bustle of downtown, where it's full of tourists on most days. Plus, in my opinion, it's a little bit more scenic than the downtown part of the Riverwalk here. And this bridge here, the one that we just walked on, this is called the Ewan Hassel Pedestrian Bridge. I believe Ewan Hassel, he was a very famous doctor or physician here in San Antonio, because he also has a street named after him in the medical center area. Seems like the ducks and the people out here are enjoying the really nice weather. It's been hot in San Antonio for the last several months now. We're finally getting some cooler temperatures. So it's a perfect time to be outdoors and check out what the city of San Antonio has to offer. Now, right underneath the highway here is one of my favorite art installations. So if you're walking underneath the highway and you look up, you might notice that there are several fishes underneath the highway here. Now the fishes represent a school of fish swimming across the San Antonio River here. Now, upon doing my research about the Pearl and about this area, I had noticed that there were some things that changed since the last time that I was here, which was, I want to say it was several months ago. I can't quite remember. So we're going to check that out and see if anything has changed recently. Now we're walking towards another art installation here called the Grotto. And the Grotto opened in 2009 by an artist named Carlos Cortez. And they represent carved cave-like walls and splashing waterfalls. It's a 3-story dreamlike sculpture. And it's this thing right here. So a little bit of ASMR for you all, for you guys. But again, that piece of art was called The Grotto. Right along the Pearl up here, or right along on the Riverwalk, I'm noticing there are brand new buildings, brand new developments here. They actually finished these pretty fast. I don't remember them being here the last time that I was here. It looks like they've got a nice house and they've got more of these apartments that they're building along the Riverwalk here. Now, if you're interested in moving to San Antonio, or you're interested in moving to this area, I don't know exactly how much these apartments cost you, but I can tell you they're probably pretty expensive. Probably cost you a pretty penny. Living along this area is not cheap. I think this pedestrian bridge is also new. I don't remember this being here before, but here's a shot of the brand new developments here at the Pearl. So I remember the last time that I was here a couple of months ago, all of this was under construction. Yeah, I don't remember there being a pedestrian bridge here. I remember you had to walk all the way straight and then turn around. So that's pretty good to know. So now we're gonna walk into the Pearl Brewery and check out the farmer's market and check out what else has changed here. Over there is the Hotel Emma. I'll see if there's a way we can check out the inside of the hotel. I've always wanted to venture inside the Hotel Emma. And look, as you can see, once again, more construction here along the Riverwalk. Oh, so it looks like this area of the Riverwalk's closed, or this area, this part of the Pearl is closed. See, this is the old pedestrian bridge that I used to walk across. Very neat here. Look at this. Building some brand new apartments, some brand new developments all along this side of the Riverwalk. How cool is that? So I guess I'll get to walk across the new pedestrian bridge and make my way into the Pearl. Doesn't look like there's a way back down to the Riverwalk, however, from here, or at least from the other side. So what I'll do is I'll go through the Pearl and come back around. One thing I do like about the Pearl is how they take a lot of the old things from the brewery that were here and incorporate them into the architecture of the neighborhood. This is a nice, really cool bridge. Got a view of the Hotel Emma right over there, and a really nice view of the Riverwalk. From both angles, or from both sides here. So now we have an easier walk to the Pullman Market from the Riverwalk. I remember before you had to kind of go through the Pearl in order to get to the new Pullman Market, which the Pullman Market is like a similar to a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's, but a lot of the products here are made locally in San Antonio or around Texas. So we can take a look inside the Pullman Market and come right back out. Here's one of the old trains that they used to use back when this was a brewery. Back in the late 1800s. Which, again, I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get further into the Pearl and check out the rest of this area. Let's take a look at the inside of the Pullman Market here. Whoa. So aside from being a somewhat of a farmer's market or a grocery store, they do have several restaurants in here as well. So it's a bit of a food hall. Like, this is a pizza shop right here. We've also got Italian pasta, cheese. Over here they've got ceviche and tacos. Sounds delicious, actually. I could go for some ceviche. Some fresh bread.
Wait, should we check out the outside?
Wait, yeah, we're going to the market. Okay.
Now, if you want a full walkthrough of the Pullman Market, check out Mellow Man Walks. He's got a great channel here on YouTube. Also does walking tours of San Antonio. And he has a full video of the Pullman Market and what's inside. We're just going to take a quick glimpse inside and head over to the farmer's market that's out here. Over on my left hand side, you've got the bottling department food hall. So this was the bottling department that they used to use back when this was a brewery. So again, it's great how they incorporated a lot of the old brewery into the current neighborhood's architecture here. Let's walk by the farmer's market here. Now, a lot of these businesses have been here for a very, very long time, because I've been coming here for a few years now, and I always see the same food stands out here. It seems like they might have added a bit more, actually. I don't remember these being out here, so let's kind of take a quick glimpse at seeing what they have here.
Chicken poblano, so instead of our beef and pork sausage, with cheddar cheese, you have your
Some fresh flowers. Man is selling cheesecake there. That sounds delicious, actually. Oh, it was cheesecake on a stick. Okay. Now, aside from the farmer's market and aside from the hotel and aside from the apartments that are here, this area is also really famous for several local events and live music. So that's another reason that a lot of people like this area. You don't have to go very far for entertainment or for shopping here. There are definitely a lot more vendors here than last time, for sure. So business is definitely booming here. Ooh, fudge. We've even got a food truck over here now, selling aguas frescas and coffee. And here's a beautiful shot of the Pearl Brew House right behind us. Would have stayed and recorded them, but I don't have any cash to give them, so I feel kind of bad for just standing there and recording without giving them anything. So this is the Pearl Farmers Market. The Pearl Farmers Market has been here for several years, pretty much since the Pearl Brewery was turned into a neighborhood. And the Farmers Market is here every single weekend, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Or sorry, every Saturday and Sunday. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in San Antonio. I know I've said that several times before, but I just love how lively it is here. A great place for shopping, a great place for entertainment, definitely. What I find interesting is that there are more people here than there are downtown. I was walking along the downtown area before I came to the Pearl, and there was literally no one walking around downtown. But yet you come here and you see lots and lots of people out here. So the Pearl is definitely where it's at here in San Antonio. We're gonna do a quick lap around the brew house. And then we're going to head back to the Riverwalk and end the video. Let's take another quick walk through the farmers market here. And actually right there, that is the brew house. So this brew house has been here since 1887. So this area is very old and very new at the same time. Originally, the brewery opened in 1883. And then sometime in the 2000s, the brewery shut down. But in the 2010s, it reopened and it was revitalized into this area that we know today. But here is the original Pearl Brewery sign. This is one of my favorite places to get a photo of right here. And then if you stand right over here on this side, you get a better shot of the brew house and the Pearl Brewery sign. So if you're a photographer and you're looking for a cool photo to take of the Pearl here, definitely right here is the location. And again, there is the famous Pearl Brewery sign. So I'm gonna see if I can head inside the Hotel Emma. I know there is a way into the hotel from the farmers market side where we just were. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. But if you look down, you can even see the train tracks that they used to use back when this was a brewery, back in the 1800s all the way up to the 2000s. I hope I'm headed in the right direction here. Here's Mon Chouchou. This is a French restaurant here. Let's walk by Mon Chouchou. Sorry to my French viewers if I mispronounced that. Now let's try to find that entrance to the Hotel Emma. But right back this way we've got the Culinary Institute of America. So there are a lot of really good restaurants around this area. And they can be pretty expensive or pretty pricey. But if you've got money to spend here, definitely come and check this place out. So this is the Culinary Institute of America. This is where a lot of those chefs come to learn their culinary skills. And a lot of times they'll have events where they'll serve up some of the food here for the people that are at the Pearl visiting, or for the people that live here at the Pearl. Wow, this is another new area here of the Pearl that I hadn't been to. They've got a diner here now. That's neat. So it seems like they're adding more and more things to the Pearl every time that I come here. It is great to see this area thriving economically. And there is a really nice view of the brew house up ahead. Now they still use the brew house for a restaurant, and I believe that they still use it for hotels. So we just kind of went around in a circle here. Not sure if the entrance to the hotel is right this way. Let's see. The man was nice enough to open the door for me, but I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. Okay, here is the Hotel Emma over on my left-hand side here. A very beautiful hotel that opened in 2014, actually. So not a very old hotel despite its brick facade and architecture. Let's see if we're able to get inside of the hotel from here. There's the reception area right over here. See if we can walk through the lobby here. Now the Hotel Emma is named after Emma Kohler. She was the wife of Otto Kohler, who at one point was the CEO who ran this brewery. After he passed away, she took it over. Wow. Wow, this is really neat. Look at this. Just look at that architecture. See if we can walk. Okay, this is a restroom, so I don't think there is a way to the other side of the Pearl. So they're having a private event here. They even have a library in here. Cool. Penthouse elevator. I love all the old relics that they have here. Ooh. Of the Pearl Brewery. So they've got the old beer bottles here, some old cans. We even have some photos of the brew house. And some history about how it was turned into a hotel. It was called the Cathedral by renovation crews. And here is a picture of Otto Collier. So there's a story about Otto Collier that he was having an affair with a woman named Emma, with two women named Emma, and one of those women actually shot Otto Collier, and that's when his wife named Emma took over the brewery. Here's his wife Emma Collier. Got a nice little gift shop and store here. So it looks like we could come out on the other side of the brewery. So I had no idea that we could go through the inside of this grocery store here, come out on the other side of this hotel. So I'm gonna make my way back down to the Riverwalk, since the usual way that I take is closed. And once we get down to the Riverwalk, we'll go ahead and end this video. But yes, I love the Pearl, a very lively neighborhood here in San Antonio. Very historic and yet new at the same time. Maybe we'll end the video right in front of the Pearl Brewery sign. Always a good time to come here and enjoy some time outdoors. All right, you guys, there it is, the Pearl Brewery sign. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all on the next video. And that's it. Peace out.